Hey everyone, it's Johnny, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to dive into yet another category for the Fall/Winter 2021 Scentsy Catalog, and it is probably my least favorite category because it is the spice category, and there are 17 delightfully spicy fragrances to suit your palate and probably not mine. Okay, to be fair, there's a few in here that I do like, but that being said, we are going to go through them. I will give you my honest opinions on them, as well as we'll just kind of blitz through this. So most of these are returning because most of us didn't want a whole lot of spicy stuff in the spring and summer. So let's just go through the list. We have apple and cinnamon sticks coming back. This is apple peel, spiced white pumpkin, and a touch of oak. And yeah, I mean, it's all right. It's like it says. It's apple peel. It's not like juicy apple. You do get like a sort of a woodsy note to it, and you get the white pumpkin. And there's pumpkin spice to that, obviously. Spiced white pumpkin. You might as well just call it pumpkin spice. So it's like not a juicy apple. It's like a more subdued apple scent with white pumpkin, which is a little bit more mellow than orange pumpkin, in my opinion, scent-wise, and then a little bit of a woodsy bottom tone. It's okay. It doesn't, like, rock my world or anything, but none of these category scents are particularly, like, woohoo, Johnny is here for that. All right. Next, we have coming back Autumn Hearth. This is Q Up in a classic. Apple, cinnamon, and tonka are all about fall. Apple, cinnamon, and tonka. Yup, it's apple and cinnamon. And it's kind of like a red hot cinnamon. My dearest favorite type of cinnamon. And you get a little bit of the cherry sweetness finish of the tonka bean. Something that I do not need in my life. It just feels very much, I guess, quintessential fall scents. Apple cinnamon. Part 725, but it's back, so there's that. Next, we have my least favorite scent. Well, I mean, there's a tie for this, but I guess this is probably my least favorite scent, and I will try it again. This is Autumn Sunset, which shows up as like this golden color, but then the wax is like deep red. This is apples, pumpkins, fall leaves, and spices, a top 10 fragrance. This is one of the few fragrances that when I warm, actually makes me want to hurl. So how it's a top 10 fragrance is beyond me. Beyond me. Like, who is warming this scent? Who loves this scent so much? If it's you, I mean, honestly, more power to you. Please buy all of it and don't ever warm it near me. But it smells... What does this smell like to me? Aside from vomit. You do get the spice note. Whatever the fall leaves and spice blend is in this is what's really killing me in it. It's not the apples and pumpkin, and it's really not the fall leaves. Like, I don't mind the dry leaves note that's in here. It's whatever the spice blend is in here that is mixing with the rest of it, it makes me nauseous. So I need to stop smelling that, otherwise I'll have to pause this video. That is Autumn Sunset. It's a top 10 fragrance. Top 10 worst fragrances for Johnny. All right, next we have Christmas Cottage. All right, here we go. Red wax. This is coming back yet again. A cozy, inviting blend of Valencia oranges, raspberries, cloves, and spices. And this gives me craft store vibes, honestly. You get a lot of the citrusy raspberry note. More of the orange than the citrus raspberry, like the raspberry component to it. And then you get cloves. So it's like orange and cloves plus. So you get a little extra sweetness, and then you get some traditional spices beyond cloves. Hint, hint, cinnamon. But it's not bad. Like, I don't mind it. It's not my favorite holiday spice scent, but it's okay. Next, we have Cider Mill. Bring together fresh apples, crushed pumpkin, and simmering spices for a cozy autumn treat. This is the bestseller. I really want to love this scent more than I do, because on cold and on initial warming, I love this scent. It's gorgeous. It's apples, it's crushed pumpkins, like it's the juicy fresh apples, crushed pumpkins, and the spices. It's just on point. Beautiful scent. And in the cleaning formula that we had for like a limited time offer, oh my god, I could not get enough of that scent. Brilliant. But here's my problem with this scent. At least the last time I warmed this. Once the apple pumpkin component of this fizzles down and it's just like the simmering cider spices, it kind of gets a little rank smelling for me personally. Like, it just becomes like this weird, acidic, not like cat pee acidic sort of scent. Nothing like that. Nothing bad like that. But it just becomes from this really well-balanced, bright, beautiful scent to like simmering spices. And it's just kind of like, eh. And I guess it's because I'm not a big spice person to begin with that it particularly starts annoying me. So in terms of when it's warming and great, it's great. But when it kind of like loses some of the scent notes, then for me, it kind of just time to switch the wax out. So, but it is a great scent. I do like it. All right, next we have coming back Cinnamon Bear. This is just red hot cinnamon. I'm not even gonna smell it. I know what it smells like. Straight up red hot cinnamon. If you like red hot cinnamon, this is your scent. This is made for you. And if you do, please, just don't warm it near me, because I'm not a big fan. But it is straight up cinnamon, and it is hot cinnamon, and it throws like a beast. All right, next we have Clove and Cinnamon, because, you know, we didn't have enough cinnamon in the last 7 scents. So this one I don't mind, but I think I don't mind it because there's clove in it. And I like the scent of clove. And it mellows out the cinnamon note, but it is quite simply clove and cinnamon. Like, there's, it's described as classic scent of cinnamon sticks fused with cloves. Like, there's nothing else there. I guess there's apparently in Cinnamon Bear, it says that there is a touch of cloves on top of the spicy cinnamon, but I don't know. I think that's a stretch. I think Cinnamon Bear is straight up red hot cinnamon, but cloves and cinnamon, yes, cloves and cinnamon. Next, we have something a little bit more adventurous, Dancing Sugar Plums. Rich spiced plum falls right in step with visions of vanilla and sweet cinnamon apple. Deep purple wax. This is coming returning scent. And I do like this scent. I don't love it. I think there are other plum scents that I prefer. But I don't mind it. You do get like a cinnamon, spicy, sugary note to this on top of the rich plum component that I'm not a huge fan of. But in terms of like spice category scents, like this one I would take over probably all of the rest of the ones that we've just smelled through so far. Any day of the week. Maybe Cider Mill will be an exception. Yeah, but this is nice, and it's a nice plum scent. I think the big thing is it's a sweeter, like sugary, hence sugar plums, scent. So that is my probably only, I guess, mark against it in my own personal opinion. But it is a good scent, and it came back, obviously, because people enjoyed it. Next we have Farm Stand Pumpkin. Indulgent notes of fresh apple, cinnamon stick, pumpkin, and caramel. And I actually really like this scent, which is strange because there's cinnamon and caramel in this, and I'm usually not a fan of either of those as like scent notes in general, but it works. It works in this. Like, you get fresh apple, you get the cinnamon, but it's not like wham bam cinnamon. You get pumpkin, and the caramel kind of mellows out the pumpkin, and it also kind of butters up and sweetens the cinnamon component. And because of that, I actually really enjoy this scent. I don't love it. It's not like I must have this in my Scentsy Club or the end of the world will happen, you know. But I really do enjoy this scent. And I was shocked. I was pleasantly surprised that I liked it as much as I did. So that one does get bonus points in my book. All right, next we have First Day of Fall. This is all the best parts are here. Just picked pumpkin, a breath of autumn woods, ground nutmeg, ooh, something different, and a spicy dash of cinnamon. So we have a new spice, and here we have Nutmeg Shock, right? And this is a great scent. I feel like this scent really does do a great job of encompassing fall. And I think the nutmeg gives such a different variety to an otherwise another blend of apples and pumpkins and cinnamon, because like there's only so many different ways you can do apple, pumpkin, cinnamon before you're like, really? Is this really that much different than the other ones? But this one is different, and it's the nutmeg that really pulls out that difference. And I actually don't mind this scent. It's not a favorite of mine, but I do enjoy it. I will probably pick up a couple bars of this for the season. And I'm kind of glad to see it back, because it is a little bit different than the apple, pumpkin, cinnamon trifecta that almost every other scent on this list has. Next, we have our new scent, Harvest Blessings. I just went in depth on that in the other video that I did about the new releases. It's radiant apple, spiced pumpkin, and smooth oak embody everything you love about autumn. It is a beautiful like golden apple and like a smooth woodsy, not an earthy oak. And then there's like a spiced pumpkin or pumpkin spice note to it. And so my concern is that if this warms and the pumpkin spice overwhelms it, it will just be another like pumpkin spice featuring side notes of apple and wood. But if the pumpkin spice stays as like a background note or a mid-ground note, oh my god, this scent will be amazing. Just saying. That's Harvest Blessings. It's a new release. All right, next we have Homestead Holiday. Blood orange and cinnamon freshened by fir needle. And I actually really enjoy this scent. I don't know. I really don't feel like I would qualify this as a spice scent, personally. I feel like this is more citrus or woodsy than it is spice. I mean, I get it. There's like cinnamon in here. But you really do get that citrusy blood orange depth. And then you do get fir needle. You do get like that tree note to this. And I think those two scents are very strong and prominent, and they kind of keep the cinnamon in check or kind of like as a background note. And I think that's something very special about this particular scent that I enjoy. And I still don't know why it's in the spice category. I guess because it has cinnamon, but it's really more like citrus, woodsy than it is spice. This one is in my club, and I intend to keep it there. It's one of the spice category ones, I guess, that I was like, woo, let's keep this. Next, we have Maple Apple Bourbon. This is juicy red apple and rich maple, get in the holiday spirit with a splash of bourbon. And from what I remember, yep, it is maple and bourbon and a little bit of apple in there. But mostly like sweet maple meets bourbon. And it's okay, but I'm not like a huge fan of it. But it does perform pretty well. Less appley though. It's more maple bourbon than maple, or appley maple bourbon. It's like maple bourbon with a hint of like fruitiness. All right, next, returning from a limited edition collection is pumpkin chai. Fill your cup with white pumpkin, a swirl of cinnamon, and a dash of chai. And I was just okay about this scent. I mean, I like chai, which is strange because I usually don't like spice stuff, but I love chai, like iced chai lattes and whatever else. I don't know that I'm like wild about pumpkin chai. I think it's the pumpkin note that's throwing me off more than the chai note. I remember liking this, but not enough to want to have it in my club. But it is pretty much a pumpkin chai blend. So they do kind of nail the hammer with the head, or nail the head on the hammer. Hammer the nail on the head. There we go. I was gonna get there. It's gonna get there. I got there. All right, pumpkin cinnamon swirl is next. I do like this one. This is in my club. Fresh pumpkin garnished with cinnamon stick and a dollop of whipped ice cream. Icing, not ice cream. But that being said, this is like a pumpkin cinnamon roll. Like, that's what it is. And it's basically like a sweet cinnamon. You get that icing note, and you get like the pumpkin-y note. And I love it. And it's delicious, and if it was an actual like pastry in front of me, it would be in my belly. This is a yummy, yummy scent. See, I guess I do have some spice note scents that I'm not too like, oh, gross. All right, next we have Spiced Ember Glow. I went up and talked about this for an arm and a leg of time in my new release video. Basically, this is if you've smelled or tried Scentsy's Apple S'mores. This is like a smokier, what was I gonna say with this? Smokier, more like red hot cinnamon version of that scent. But it is described as smoked apple and toasted vanilla over cinnamon embers offer a warm and inviting escape. It's just like a really smoky, cinnamony version of apple s'mores. At least on cold. I haven't warmed it yet, so it may be very different when it's warm, and then I may love it, or I might hate it even more. Who knows? But that is that one. And then finally, we have Welcome Home. It's a staple in our catalog. It's still here. Warm and welcoming with cinnamon and spices. And this is very much like craft store vibes, like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, kind of craft store vibes. Okay, and that brings us to the end of our spice list. Whew. So I would say of my personal favorites in this collection, not including the new releases because I don't know how they're really going to perform, I think some good ones to try or jump on the kind of see how you like it vibe. Personally, I would recommend Homestead Holiday, Dancing Sugar Plums if you haven't tried it from last time, Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl, always a solid if you like cinnamon rolls. First Day of Fall if you want something interesting with like a nutmeg variety as opposed to just straight up cinnamon stuff. Farm Stand Pumpkin if you like a kind of well-balanced but like caramely pumpkin apple sort of vibe. And then probably Cider Mill. If you're not too bad with like the cider spices afterwards, kind of, you know, whatever, if it maybe like morphs when it's warming and loses the apple pumpkin and just becomes more spice, you may really enjoy this one. So those would be my 6 to maybe try. Of possible note, Harvest Blessings, depending on if it warms well or not, may be another one that I'd add to that list from the new ones. And who knows, but Spiced Ember Glow is probably not going to make the list, but you never know. I've been surprised before. And that concludes our spice category. Thank goodness, my nose is on fire a little bit. All right, hopefully this was helpful. If you have tried any of these or have any feedback on any of them, I'd love to know what your thoughts are. If you have any favorites or ones that you just simply can't stand from this category, please let me know in the comments below. Also considering hitting the thumbs up button and subscribing if you are new here, and I will see you in our next video. Take care, guys. Bye.